Papua New Guineans are so lucky, but they don't realize it. Right? Young people in Australia, if they're struggling to pay a mortgage, and if they can't keep up with that mortgage, what happens to them? Tell me, one of you Aussies. They're out, probably homeless, living in a car. Here, where I am down at Tutu, one of my son-nephews, he's got a house that's just like a box that I built for him, because he was living in a tent, and I got fed up with him living in a tent, so I said we'd make a little house on a block of land that came through his father. Nobody can throw him out. True? And all around this country, I was going up Sepik River once, and I said, what's happening there? A young man was building a house, because he had to do that before he could take his bride. He was building his house. Nobody could throw him out of his house. Nobody could throw him off his land. Why are we not, as a political imperative, telling our people how lucky they are and helping them to develop their areas? Why are we getting obsessed with urban areas? Why don't we get out there and take the services to the people, where we have been a dismal failure, successive governments? And now we have an impossible situation where I have watched a tragedy unfold in front of my eyes over the last 57 years in Pari village. They no longer can garden. They no longer have spaces. The land is gone. Right? And I'm sure it's happening to the Aihi in Ley. Yep. So we have some critical issues that can be addressed, but we're leaving them, we're not addressing them. We put them in maybe the too hard basket. We want to follow a Western model. No, we are not a Western country. We are not a Western country, so do not let our politics follow a Western model. Now I asked Joseph Supriyanam here to send me some points, because I had no time to do it, and I also asked Andrew Ngobi, who is the First Assistant Secretary, Inclusive Education, because I'm working personally at NGO level on the inclusive education issue. Our people deserve the knowledge that they don't have, and we must reach out in the non-formal education area of policy. It's been neglected for a long time. But I read this thing, the latest things just come out, 2024 National Youth Baseline Study Report. It was done across 13 provinces and has surveyed over 9,000 youth. The study examined 10 key thematic areas. The key findings reveal significant challenges such as high youth unemployment rate of 86%. Now, why? Yes, okay, the UN and ILO and WHO and all these people, they want the figures according to their criteria. Fine, give them those figures, but let's create our own figures. How can you call a young man who has a garden in a village, is building his house, unemployed, denigrate him like that and make him seem unimportant? It makes me boil. It is time we started to do our own definitions of employment, unemployment, and things like that. Because we'll never be able to get employment in the Western sense here. Or maybe we will, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. And a woman growing in her garden 6 days a week, feeding her own family, selling some on the side of the road to make a bit of pocket money for the things she needs with cash, how can you classify her as unemployed? Let's take ownership. Let's get some Melanesian definitions. We can have the Western one with ILO or wherever it goes, but let's get some definitions in this country that make our people proud of who they are and what they are capable of doing. That's my big bugbear. Right? And I'd like to finish by saying that I believe there's a lot of misinterpretation of culture in PNG. I don't believe it is PNG custom to beat women to a pulp. It's not custom. Never saw it. I started in Papua New Guinea in the 1960s. This sorcery-related violence stuff. Oh, person belong Papua New Guinea. We've got to find out how has it started, why has it started, how do we stop it? I think we've got to do a lot of soul searching, and it's going to be at a very human level, the political human level. Thank you, that's enough.